Okay, we are back. I'm trying to keep it a little quiet here because it is already 5:15. Mad World, time for case 9. In El Paso, Texas. Matthew, we're finally starting to understand why my latest crush, Justine, killed her sister. She got possessed by a murderous ghost. And she isn't the only one. This serial killer spook has been making people commit murder ever since they died 5 years ago, leaving a tarot card on the scene as their signature. We summoned this vengeful spirit in a seance, and it was angry and threatening. It told us to drop the investigation or we'd end up like Greg Schmidt, the cop who investigated the previous tarot murders. He went insane. A police officer losing his marbles, that ain't a good omen. But it's the only lead we have, which is why we've come to the asylum where he's a patient. We'll tell them we're hospital inspectors making a surprise nighttime visit. That usually makes people pay attention. The place looks creepy as hell, doesn't it? But I guess we have no choice but to go in. After you, Matthew. Gosh, Matthew, this place looks like it's about to fall apart. You'd think there'd be a receptionist or something. Hang on. There's blood seeping out from under that bathroom door. We better find out what's going on. When I go on break. The lights out and everything, that's why I'm trying to be quiet. Okay, got it. Oh God, Matthew, that woman's skull has been cracked open and her brains are spilling out. She couldn't have done this to herself. It's a murder. There's a name tag pinned to her coat, Dr. L. Stein. So she was a doctor here, Lucretia Stein. I don't see a tarot card anywhere, so this can't be the ghost's doing. But we can't turn a blind eye to a murder. We'd better investigate it. Let's start with looking through this bag. The victim's initials are on it. And we should recover the faded writing on this door pass and find out whose it is. Matthew, don't forget we came here to talk to the tarot murder cop. So let's keep an eye out for him too. Hours. I'm gonna get stars, but I'll do that in the morning. So I'm gonna take a break here. I'll see y'all soon. Okay, I have 9 stars. So let's go ahead and take care of all of this. Adam Enstrom. This access badge belongs to an Adam Enstrom, Matthew. We better talk to the guy about the murder. And remember, we're hospital inspectors, so we'll need to act all important and stuff. Mr. Enstrom, we're hospital inspectors conducting a surprise visit of these premises. Not only have we noticed multiple breaches of health and safety, but we also discovered the asylum doctor murdered in the bathroom. Dr. Stein has been murdered? A hole drilled into her skull sounds like murder, yeah. That is awful, but sadly sometimes staff get attacked by unhinged patients. See, I have a fresh scar too. It needed 4 stitches. So are you a doctor here too? I was once a patient, but Dr. Stein cured me and then trained me to be her assistant. I owe her everything. I must say, that's a pretty amazing story of recovery. I know. I can't believe I saw the good doctor making her round of the patients' dorms only earlier, and now she's dead. All we can do now is make sure the killer doesn't strike again. Now, if you last saw Dr. Stein in the patient's dormitory, then we better continue our inspection there. Got it. Clipboard with a to-do list. It makes sense that Dr. Stein would be carrying her to-do list in her bag, Matthew. But look, her first task today was to assess whether Greg Schmidt can be released from solitary confinement. That's the name of the cop we came here to talk to. So Schmidt's not only involved in the Taro murder investigation, but he clearly also saw our victim not long before she was murdered. We need to chat with the former police officer. Now let's see what Mr. Schmidt has to say. Excuse me, Officer Schmidt? Hands up where I can see them, or you're going into solitary this time, not me. We're not criminals. We just want to talk to you. Where's Dr. Stein? She's the only one I'll speak with. Innocent until proven guilty, or is it guilty until proven innocent? I'm afraid you won't be able to speak to Dr. Stein because she's been murdered. Murdered? Murder's ruined my life. Murder's landed me here. We gotta solve Dr. Stein's murder before you go mad too. Okay, try to stay calm. Do you need us to find you a doctor? No time. Gotta go file my police report. Matthew, there's definitely a screw loose in Greg Schmidt's head. I wonder if looking into the Taro deaths made him like that. Anyway, it seems we're not going to get much out of him until we solve Dr. Stein's murder. So let's focus on that for now. Getting close to 10 minutes, so I stop there. it. I caught them all. I got the first star. Look at the state of this dorm, Matthew. Seriously, how is this asylum even allowed to operate? Anyway, our victim sure liked putting her initials on her belongings. At least we know for sure that this stethoscope belonged to her. Could the blood on it also be hers? We should collect a sample. And what's this torn cloth about? Let's stitch it back together. I got enough stars, so I'll do everything right now. Got it. Ugh, this is a straitjacket, Matthew. Makes sense that we find one in a psychiatric hospital. But why are there two collars and two names, Charity and Mercy? Is this straitjacket used to restrain two people at the same time? We need to find Charity and Mercy and get the answer. Conjoined twins like we saw in Pacific Bay. Look, Charity, we got ourselves some fresh meat. Oh yes, Mercy, I loves me a redhead. She's mine, hee hee. Hello there, so you're conjoined twins? Yes, we is, and we's best frenemies too, hee hee. Okay, so we're hospital inspectors, and we need to ask you about Dr. Stein. You see, she was murdered. Dr. Stein's murdered? That means she's dead. Oh, we just adore dead things, don't we, Mercy? So you're saying you're happy Dr. Stein's dead? We're happy about everything. Squish, squash, bish, bosh, out damn spot, hee hee. Jeez Louise, Matthew. I wonder if we'll ever solve this murder if all our suspects are like these girls. Right, Matthew. Let's get the blood from our victim's stethoscope to Priya. Doctor's orders. And I'll see you guys when these two are done. So for now, this is Matthew. See you soon. And we have come back. Let's get the results of the autopsy from Ben first. Matthew, the way our victim was murdered was positively prehistoric. So you're saying a Neanderthal did this, Ben? Not quite, but let me start from the beginning. First off, I noticed pentobarbital, a strong sedative, in your victim's blood. The killer must have injected her with it, so keep an eye out for a syringe. Once Dr. Stein became drowsy, her killer led her to the bathroom where you found her body. This is where the prehistoric part comes in, because your killer then proceeded to bore a hole in her skull using a trepanning tool. A trep a what now? a trepanning tool. It was used thousands of years ago to conduct crude surgical procedures on people. They'd use it to drill, cut, or scrape away layers of bone. I think I'm gonna be sick. Well, if done properly, the patient usually survives such a procedure, so your killer's either an incompetent medical professional or a layman trying their luck at surgery. And here comes another stomach-churning detail. The killer left some of their breakfast oats in the victim's brains. The oats' consistency confirmed it to be gruel, a weaker version of porridge, which your killer must enjoy. Gruel for our cruel killer. Hope it tastes better than it sounds, Matthew. Knit 1, purl 1, or is it purl 2? Drats. Having some trouble there, Priya? Oh, I've taken up knitting because I heard it's a great way to relax, but I think I need more practice before that happens. Well, I am in need of a winter beanie, just saying. Duly noted, but back to business. The blood on the stethoscope you sent me, it's the victim's. Which means the killer must have yanked the stethoscope off her neck after committing murder, and then discarded it in the dorm room. Correct. And I also found traces of medication for claustrophobia in the blood. Ben confirmed that your victim didn't have this medicine in her system, so it's your killer who isn't a fan of small spaces, Matthew. Well then, I hope the prison cell we get the killer thrown into won't be too claustrophobic. Matthew, I don't think I ever met so many unhinged individuals all at once. I guess it's to be expected when visiting a creepy mental asylum. What we didn't plan on was finding the asylum doctor murdered with a hole drilled through her skull. We did manage to find the cop involved in the Taro murder investigations, but it was impossible to get any straight answers from him. Then there's the weird conjoined twins, who seemed strangely excited about the murder. We also talked to the victim's assistant. Sounds like someone set off an alarm. Help, Inspector Matthew! It's one of the patients. They've escaped. Oh crap. And we're gonna see you guys for Chapter 2 of Mad World. Alright, let's start Chapter 2 of Mad World. This is it. Help, inspectors! One of the asylum patients has escaped. He's a danger to himself and others. We can't let him leave the premises. Leave it to us, Mr. Enstrom. We'll stop the patient from getting away. Look, there he is, trying to scale the wall. Hey, get down from there! What? No, I need to get back to the precinct stat. Otherwise, the captain's gonna whip my hiney. Officer Schmidt? Listen, if you don't stop this nonsense immediately, that hiney of yours will be thrown right back into solitary. Oh no, anything but solitary. It's so claustrophobic in there. I won't run away anymore. You made the right call, officer. Mr. Enstrom will escort you back to the asylum. Fine, but I order you to search the perimeter. The murder doctor walked here all the time. Matthew, now I know what babysitting must feel like. Anyway, Schmidt said that the victim liked to walk around the asylum grounds. His mind may be broken, but maybe his cop instincts are still intact. Let's hunt for clues. Okay, got it. Wheelbarrow. Right, Matthew. That cop said the victim liked to walk around here, so let's see what clues you found. That's a pretty box. We should open it. And there's a name scratched into this wheelbarrow. It's almost illegible, but I'm sure you can figure it out. As for this pile of wood, it could definitely be hiding something. Hope your biceps are up for some log tossing, Matthew. Moment, folks. Let's see here. Okay, 77667. 79199. 6, 7, 9, 1, 7. Okay. This looks like a music box, Matthew. Let's play it. Oh, goody. You found my ballerina in a box. Doesn't she look just like Dr. Stein? A little, I guess. Who are you? Usually I'm Savannah, but today I'm a butterfly, flitting through the sky. Alright, Savannah/butterfly. We have some questions to ask you about Dr. Stein. Savannah Austin. Oh, I feel just so fandabidocious. Dr. Stein's happy pills are the best. Savannah, I'm sorry to kill your buzz, but we're actually investigating Dr. Stein's murder. Dr. Stein is dead? But who's gonna give me my medicine now? I'm sure we can find someone else to, give you what you need. But for now, can you tell us if you happened to see the doctor earlier today? I remember her coming to mix some of her special pills in with my gruel this morning, but after that, it's just been rainbows and ponies. Wait, are you a pony? No, we're people. Anyway, I'll be floating away now. Weird tool. Cripes, Matthew. This weird contraption you found under the log pile has blood all over it. Could it be the trepanning tool that was used to drill a hole in our victim's head? Let's send it to Ben and find out. For 12 hours. Will Hicks. Matthew, the name etched on the wheelbarrow was Will Hicks. That must be the name of the groundskeeper. He's bound to know all the goings-on in the asylum. Let's pay him a visit. Where did I put that dang wheelbarrow? Hello, sir. We're hospital inspectors come to, inspect the asylum. You must be Mr. Hicks, the groundskeeper? I am indeedy. I just love being under the Texan moon, tilling the good old Texan soil. Being cooped up inside makes me all claustrophobic. Well, we're here to speak to you about the asylum doctor. She was murdered a few hours ago, and we're trying to figure out who did it. The good doctor's been murdered? Dang it, I knew working in a loony bin was gonna be dangerous. Dangerous? Why? Did you notice any unusual activity around the asylum recently? Well, I didn't mark anything out of the ordinary, but there's a bunch of crazies in there, so unusual is relative, if you catch my drift. Now, folks, I best get back to my pruning. I'll let the rear tool run its course, so for now, this is Matthew. I'll see you soon. Okay, we are back. Let's get the results of the rear tool. Matthew, I still don't get why your killer chose such a complicated murder weapon. So the strange object you sent you was the trepanning tool that was used to kill our victim. Without a doubt, not only does the blood on it match your victim's, but the circumference of the drill bit is identical to the hole in her head. What's more, I discovered microscopic particles of yellow plastic on the tool's handle. And it turns out that this plastic is used exclusively in making counters for a game called Link 4. I remember asking my parents for a Link 4 for Christmas once, but they got me a hunting crossbow instead. Well, that wasn't the fate of your killer, who definitely seems to have enjoyed playing Link 4. It may all be fun in Link 4 games for the killer now, but we'll soon put an end to that, eh, Matthew? And on that note, let's take another look around the scene of the crime. Got it. Matthew, just when you think this place couldn't get any more disturbing, we find this freaky mask. I've heard of contraptions like these. They're used to stop patients from biting. There's a tag on it signed Dr. Stein. Let's uncover the rest of the message. And we should tape up this torn photo, too. Take care of everything now. Ooh. Matthew, the tag on the creepy mask says, Patient 84682. If you don't behave, you know what will happen. Dr. Stein. So Dr. Stein was threatening to put this mask on a patient if they didn't behave themselves. They can't have been happy about this. Which patient does the number on the tag refer to? Let's see if Hope can find out. Got it. Matthew, is that Charity and Mercy? The conjoined twins unconjoined? I'm totally confused about what's going on. Let's ask the girls. I want squares and fairs at Link 4. He belongs to me. Ladies, can you forget about Mr. Poopface for a sec and explain how you're separated in this photo? Oh, that's before we met the nasty doctor, isn't it, Charity? Yes. Dr. Stein stole us from our mommy and cut us up and stitched us back together as one. Now he even shares the same tummy. Wait, you're saying that you used to be twins and Dr. Stein's the one who turned you into conjoined twins? What the actual... She told us we were her bestest experiment, but we was not happy. We wanted the doctor dead. We so happy someone killed her. Hee hee. Oh my. But just to be... Let's see. Mr. Poopface is mine. Give him to me. I want squares and fairs. Okay, that's basically all I missed. Okay? And with that being said, I'll have all stars collected, and I'll see you when the mask tag has run its course. Alright, we have returned. Let's get the results of the mask tag. Curiouser and Curiouser. Hey, Hopi, what you up to? Nothing that concerns you, Gwen. Alright, well the mask tag we sent you does concern us. Did you find out who patient 84682 is? Oh yeah, the asylum's online network is as crumbly as the building itself, so hacking into it was child's play. And the patient your victim was threatening was Adam Enstrom. Adam Enstrom? Dr. Stein's assistant? You're right, Matthew. He told us he used to be a patient and that Dr. Stein cured him. Sounds like she was using that mask to threaten to turn Enstrom back into a patient. We need another talk with the assistant, Matthew. Mr. Enstrom, are you in the habit of biting people? Of course not. What would make you say that? The mask that Dr. Stein was threatening to put on you if you didn't behave yourself. Oh, that terrible mask was just one of the many ways Dr. Stein bullied and punished me. One time she put 4 teaspoons of salt in my bowl of gruel and forced me to eat it all. Just because she saw me playing Link 4 with Savannah. Another time, she locked me in a tiny cupboard, even though she knows I'm claustrophobic, and that was because I had taken too many bathroom breaks. I know I owe Dr. Stein for making me healthy again, but that didn't give her the right to treat me this way. Mr. Enstrom, it sounds like Dr. Stein was making your life unbearable, but I hope we don't find out you ended her life in retaliation. Matthew, turns out our victim was a sadistic psychopath. You'd have to be to stitch two healthy people together in a sick experiment. And look at the way she bullied her assistant, Adam Enstrom. At least all she did to Savannah Austin was dose her up to her eyeballs in happy pills. But who knows for sure? Matthew, help! Felix, what are you doing with that horrible mask on your head? I can't get it off. It's stuck. I hope Felix wasn't experimenting with it. We'll see you guys for Chapter 3 to see if he was. Okay, we are back. Let's start Chapter 3 of Mad World. Matthew, I've seen some crazy things in my time as a supernatural hunter, but this asylum case really takes the cake. We came here because of a murderous ghost and an insane cop, but instead found a dead doctor who turned out to be a sadistic psycho. I'm really not looking forward to going back to the asylum, but I guess we have no... Matthew, help! I can't get this mask off! Felix, what on earth made you put that gross thing on in the first place? I just wanted to freak Luke out, but now I'm freaked out. Maybe it's cursed, man. Don't be silly, Felix. It's probably just got stuck because of all the hair gel you use. Right, I'm gonna pull the mask off in 1, 2, 3. There we go. Phew! Thanks, guys. I thought I'd be stuck in that mask forever. You're welcome, Felix, and maybe try not to stick your head in anything other than books from now on. Well, that was a nice bit of comic relief, Matthew, but it's time we headed back to that asylum dorm and found more clues to catch our murderer. Face portrait. Matthew, we should unlock the security camera. It'll show us what the patients have been up to. And trust the victim to hang a portrait of herself so the patients felt she was always watching over them. I'm not surprised someone defaced it. Maybe that orange powder on the painting will help us find out who did it. Hold on. But why'd you pick up this Texan Conspiracies weekly article, Matthew? The headline. The headline's The Mystery of Blackmore Asylum's Missing Patients. The article says there's a number of families who claim their loved ones entered the asylum never to be seen again. We already knew this place was creepy, but is there something more sinister at play? Someone wrote, "I know the truth, Dr. Stein," on the article, so at least one person thought our victim was involved. Let's try to identify the handwriting. Matthew, we're close to catching the person who murdered Dr. Stein, so let's not lose our momentum. Wow, I didn't even have to move my mouse. Cool. Okay, Matthew, let's see if Hope can find any interesting footage on the unlocked security cam. Moment, folks. Okay, now I got myself 4 of the stars. Just gotta get one more, though. Willie Hicks. It was Willie Hicks who wrote the message on the news story about the asylum's missing patients. I wonder what the groundskeeper meant when he wrote to Dr. Stein that he knew the truth. We need to ask him, Matthew. Mr. Hicks, we found this newspaper article about the asylum. What's this truth you knew about Dr. Stein? I discovered the doc was killing her patients and burying them in their backyard. Dr. Stein was killing her patients? Why, yes. It all started when I unearthed a bunch of chopped off human limbs and skulls while I was digging up some flower beds. When I told the doctor, she poo-pooed my concerns. She said I just found an old graveyard that used to be on the site. Then one day I was reading Texan Conspiracies Weekly over a bowl of gruel when I saw this article about the asylum's missing patients. I knew then that Dr. Stein had to be stopped. Stopped? How? Missy, if y'all are implying I murdered the doctor, then y'all are barking up the wrong tree. I just wanted to warn her is all. Got it. We better get that orange powder from the victim's defaced portrait straight under the microscope, Matthew. nail varnish. Matthew, those orange flakes from the victim's vandalized oil painting were chipped nail varnish. There's only one suspect I noticed with orange nails. That girl who was off her face on meds. Hopefully Savannah will be lucid enough to tell us why she drew horns and a mustache on the victim's face. Oh, my head. What's wrong, Savannah? I feel like I've been hit by a truck, but at least I can think straight again now that my medication's finally worn off. Was I hallucinating, or has my mother really been murdered? Your mother? Dr. Stein is your mom? Yeah, you can't imagine a crueler patient. She used to lock me in the tiny closet under the stairs when I was a child, even though I suffered from claustrophobia. And she threw me into this asylum, despite me being completely sane. All because she didn't approve of my boyfriend. Then she kept me constantly high on meds so I wouldn't escape. It was just horrendous. My God, Savannah, I can't believe you suffered so much, and all because of your own mother. That's why I'm so glad she's dead. At least now I can finally be free. And I'll let the unlocked camera run its course. I'm going to collect the final star right now. So for now, this is Matthew. I'll see you soon. Alright, we have returned, and we're going to get the results of the unlocked camera right now. Hey, Hopester, you're not doing sneaky things on your laptop again, are you? If you continue mocking me, Gwen, I will show you the scintillating discovery I made on the security camera from the asylum dormitory. I'm only messing with you. You're entitled to privacy, even from your mega lovely roommate. Let's get the camera rolling. Dr. Stein, you're under arrest. And I'm going to carry out your death sentence. Officer Schmidt, I kindly suggest you put down that scalpel, or there will be hell to pay. Gosh, our victim was super scary in real life, Matthew. But you're right. More importantly, we just saw that crazy cop dude trying to kill the doctor with a scalpel. Did Greg Schmidt fail in murdering her then, but succeed today? We better interrogate him. Officers, why are you bothering me? Can't you see I'm on a gruel break? Unless you brought donuts. Sorry, we only brought more questions. We want to know why you tried to kill Dr. Stein with a scalpel. For the most heinous of crimes. She took away my Link 4 game for 3 whole days. The lady committed grand theft, larceny, malicious intent, assault. She's under arrest. Let's not get worked up now. Clearly, you didn't succeed in carrying out Dr. Stein's death sentence that time. Is that why you murdered her tonight? I did no such thing, officers. I'm a upstanding citizen of the law. Honestly, Matthew, if Dr. Stein wasn't dead already, I'd kill her myself. Not even her own daughter was safe from her cruelty. How could she lock her up in a mental asylum just because she didn't like her choice of boyfriend? And if the groundskeeper's to be believed, Dr. Stein's been killing patients and then chopping up and burying their bodies in the flower beds. Then there's the cop. who did actually sentence the victim to death. Maybe he finally succeeded in doing so. Alright, Matthew, it's time we wrapped up this crazy investigation by taking one final look around the asylum grounds. Still got the first star. Ugh, Matthew, that bucket of compost stinks worse than a swamp monster. If you really think it's worth digging through, I'll let you do the honors. And this torn paper might hold something important. I agree. We better tape it up. Matthew, these clues could be the final key to knowing which of our suspects drilled a hole in the not-so-good doctor's head. Trepanation. Matthew, this is a guide on how to trepanate someone. Or trepanate someone. Knowing how our victim was murdered, it's gotta belong to our killer. Let's get Ben to check out the instructions. A syringe. There was a syringe hiding in that smelly bucket of compost, Matthew. You really do know how to sniff out a clue. We know that the killer injected a sedative into our victim before murdering her. Could they have used this syringe? You're right, only Priya can tell us. We need to send that syringe to her stat. $15, and I'll see you guys when both of these have run their courses. For now, this is Matthew. I'll see you soon. Okay, we are back. Let's get the results of the trepanning instructions. Ben, did you find out anything useful from the killer's trepanation guide? You mean apart from how to put holes in people's skulls? Sorry, I know this isn't the time for joshing around. I did pick up on something interesting from the paper. Oily stains, to be exact. Turns out these stains came from ointment used to treat scar tissue, which means your killer must be sporting a scar. Well, let's hope the killer won't have any psychological scars from being caught by us, Matthew. Moment, folks. Okay. Matthew, you did well to bring me this syringe because it's got the remnants of pentobarbital in it. That pento whatever, it's the sedative that the killer injected into the victim, isn't it? Correct, Gwen. What's more, I discovered traces of your victim's blood on the needle, which means this is definitely the syringe the killer used on her. Luckily for us, the perpetrator left some of their skin cells behind on the pumping mechanism. I managed to extract the DNA from the cells on the syringe, which revealed that your killer is male. So we're looking for a male killer, Matthew. That'll narrow down our suspect list. Alright, Matthew, we now have enough evidence to decide which of our suspects murdered Dr. Stein. Let's go get them. Don't see a scar. Very sure it's Adam Enstrom. And it's not Savannah Austin. And it's certainly not Willie Hicks. I was right. If this thing is a scar, I have my killer. Yes. Mr. Enstrom, you did it. You killed Dr. Stein. Killed? Killing someone goes against all my medical training. Come on, she wasn't exactly the nicest person, was she? Look at the way she bullied you, and you must have known about the sadistic experiments she was conducting on people. But that's just it. I was only trying to fix the doctor. It wasn't my intention to kill her. What do you mean you were trying to fix her? I guess it should start from the beginning. My beginning. You see, I was Dr. Stein's biggest and most successful experiment of all. Wait, are those bolts in your neck? But Dr. Stein created me from other patients' body parts. The patients she murdered. Dr. Stein made you? Yes, she said she wanted to create a human to show what an amazing doctor she was. She built me, brought me to life, and kept me as a patient while she taught me everything she knew. When she thought I learned enough, she made me her assistant. But in one respect, I was always different. I pitied the patients. Their suffering saddened me. And then it occurred to me that I could cure Dr. Stein of her lack of empathy, if only I could find a way to rejig her brain. So while the doctor was doing her rounds today, I came from behind and stabbed a strong sedative into her neck. I then dragged her to the bathtub and commenced the trepanation process. But something went wrong, and instead of fixing her, I killed her. I'll never forgive myself for taking a human life. It's totally mind-blowing that you're an intelligent being made from human body parts. I've never seen anything like it. But it's also ironic how such a cruel mind could have made something with more humanity than she could ever possess. Mr. Enstrom, it's clear that Dr. Stein was a monster and that you meant no harm, but you still killed someone, so we'll need to figure out what to do with you. I'm already finding it difficult to live with what I've done, Inspector Matthew. Wow, Matthew, who'd have guessed that Adam Enstrom would turn out to be the real-life Frankenstein's monster, built from human body parts? If I'm being honest, that sadistic woman he killed deserves everything she got, and more. I don't think I've ever been more pleased about someone's death. Thing is, we still gotta decide what to do with Enstrom. And there's all the patients left in the asylum. We can't just leave them to rot in there. Anyway, now that we found the killer, we can go back to our original mission, tracking down a serial killer ghost. And we'll see you guys for Something Wicked This Way Comes 4-5. Okay, we are back. Let's start Something Wicked This Way Comes 4-5. Matthew, when we came to Blackmore Asylum, I never expected to find the real-life Frankenstein's monster. Not that he'd end up being our killer. I believe Enstrom when he says he murdered his maker by mistake, but we've still got to figure out what to do with him. We also need to talk to our former cop Greg Schmidt about the Taro murders and the vengeful ghost who's been possessing people. I'm worried that we're not going to get anything straight out of Schmidt about what happened, since he's gone kind of kooky, but we've still got to try. Look, Charity, it's those funny peoples again. Shall we tell them what we've seen? Charity, Mercy, what's up? More dead. Dead more. Enstrom the monster. Wait, are you saying that Adam Enstrom is dead? Yes, we saw him just now in our dormsy. All green. Hee hee. Matthew, you better get to the dorm and see what's happened to Enstrom. I'll call in Ben to join you, and then meet me straight after to talk to Greg Schmidt about the Taro murders. There we go. Matthew, those twins were right. Adam Enstrom is most definitely dead. You weren't kidding when you said he'd been assembled from human body parts. Just fascinating. Judging by his green hue and the foam coming out of his mouth, he's had a drug overdose. Was it self-inflicted? There's a note sticking out of his front pocket. It might give us some answers. Darn it, the writing's all blurry. I'll let you recover it, Matthew. Suicide note. Well, Matthew, there ain't no doubt about it. Adam Enstrom killed himself. His note says, I can no longer live with myself, knowing I stole a human life. Please bury my body so that the people whose limbs I possess can finally rest in peace. My last living wish is for immutability to be read in my eulogy. Farewell, beautiful world. So the poor guy couldn't live with having harmed someone. We owe it to him to honor his last wish. and read mutability at his funeral, whatever that is. You're right, maybe Felix will know. Let's send Enstrom's suicide note to him. Officer Schmidt, we're here to talk about a series of murders you investigated, where a tarot card was left on each crime scene. Not allowed to talk about that. Last time I talked about it, they threw me in here. Where's my meds? The thing is, the murders have started again. Innocent lives are at stake, and only you can help us. Okay. The troubles began 5 years ago. Terrible incident. I wrote down everything on my secret interwebs file. You have a file online with all your findings? Officer Schmidt, we need the password. Don't remember the password right now, but I did earlier, wrote it down and threw it in the laundry. But oh knows, it'll be all washed away now. I did bad again. Going to have my nap now. So Schmidt says he wrote the password to his online files on something and threw it in the laundry. Wait, I remember seeing a laundry basket in the bathroom. Could the password be in there? Let's go take a look, Matthew. Me again. I like you, so take my Link 4 winnings. Nice. And with that much money from playing Link 4, more kudos to you. Matthew, hopefully the password to Schmidt's online reports is somewhere in those dirty clothes. Schmidt's badge. Schmidt's fake police badge was in the laundry basket, Matthew. And look, he's written XF1L3S on the back. Could this be the password to his online investigation reports? There's only one way to find out. Let's get the password to Hope. I'll see you guys when these two are done. Okay, we are back. Let's get the results of the suicide note from Felix. Yo, Matthew. Sad times for this Enstrom dude, killing himself and all. I know, Felix. The only thing we can do for him now is read this mutability thing he mentioned in his suicide note. Did you find out what it was? Yeah, it's a poem by a dead dude called Percy Bysshe Shelley. I'm more into modern verse generally, but I gotta admit, the guy knew how to write. What's even cooler is that Shelley's wife Mary wrote the novel Frankenstein. Pretty apt, seeing that Enstrom was kinda a version of Frankenstein's monster. That's probably why he chose this poem to be read at his funeral. And now that we've worked it out, we better go bury the poor guy, Matthew. Now that Adam Enstrom's body has been laid in the ground, does anyone have anything to say before I read out the poem as per his wishes? Farewell, Adam. You were always kind to me. Thank you, Savannah. It's great that... We wanted to say something too. What was it again, Mercy? I knows. It was, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya. Thank you for that, insightful comment, ladies. Now to the poem. We rest. A dream has power to poison sleep. We rise. One wandering thought pollutes the day. What in God's name is going on? Agent Matheson, what are you doing here? I'll be the one asking the questions. All right, sir. We'll be with you right away. Matthew, not only do I discover you at an asylum where someone has recently been murdered, but I also catch you in the process of burying a dead body. Agent Matthew, this is the second time I find you in possession of human remains, Matthew. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't send you straight to the Bureau for interrogation. Sir, we have a perfectly good explanation. At this point, I'm finding it hard to believe anything that comes out of your cake hole. Agent Matheson, my name is Savannah Austin, and I can vouch for Matthew. Alright, Miss Austin, but you better not be wasting my time because my patience is wearing very thin. Let's have Savannah Austin vouch. Miss Austin, a spate of criminal activity has been taking place in Blackmore Asylum, and I strongly suspect this individual. You're right about the criminal activity, sir. We're talking sick experiments, locking up innocent people, even murder. But the only culprit's my late mother, Dr. Lucrezia Stein. Your mother's to blame? Because it looked to me that the people suspiciously burying a body in the backyard were Matthew and their cronies. All Matthew has done is help uncover the true extent of my mother's crimes. Why don't I show you the patient files in my mother's notes? Then you'll see I'm telling the truth and that the asylum needs to be closed down. Alright, Miss Austin, lead the way. Matthew, you're free to go for now, but I'll be keeping an eye on you and your shenanigans. Matthew, I'll never be able to thank you enough for what you did to me, for what you did for me. I don't have much, but please take this as thanks. Moment, folks. Alright. Hope, did you manage to access Greg Schmidt's files using the password? Find anything about the Terrell murders? I did, and it all stems down to an incident that Officer Schmidt investigated 5 years ago. A woman named Abigail Riley was staying with 6 friends in a country house near Amarillo, Texas, when she died of suffocation. Her death was ruled accidental, and no crime had been committed as far as the cops were concerned. The only one who thought differently was Schmidt, who suspected foul play. But he couldn't prove anything, and the case was closed. Then the first Terrell murder happened, and Schmidt investigated that too. And curiously, the culprit turned out to be one of the 6 friends who were there when Riley died. The other 2 Terrell murders followed, and once again the culprits were 2 of the friends. By then, Schmidt was adamant that he knew how all of this was connected. Except nobody believed the cop because the explanation seemed to involve a ghost. A ghost? Then this confirms our theory. The tarot killers are all possessed by a ghost. And if Schmidt's right, and it all started with Abigail Riley's death 5 years ago, then she must be this ghost, possessing her 6 friends and forcing them to commit murder. It's very likely. Jesse Adams and Justine Bankson are both named in Schmidt's notes among those present at Abigail's death. The other 3 names match the now dead tarot killers. Okay, so that's 5 names, but what about the 6th friend? Yes, he's mentioned too, and his name is R.J. Fielding. R.J. Fielding, the oil magnate we met while investigating the murder of that buzzer influencer girl? The very same. And he's the only one of the 6 who hasn't committed murder yet, as far as we know. Matthew, we got to get to Fielding before Abigail Riley possesses him and makes him kill someone. But you're right. The real culprit we have to stop is Riley's ghost, and only Greg Schmidt can tell us more about her. We need another chat with him. Officer Schmidt, we found your police badge. Oh, you're an honorable citizen. Yes, yes. Now, we're going to be straight with you. We're actually supernatural investigators. We suspect that the ghost of Abigail Riley's to blame for the Terrell murders. Me too. I saw Abigail Riley's ghost. I saw her come out of a killer when I arrested him, but no one believed me. We believe you. We summoned the spirit, and she says she was possessing people and was angry about her death. In your notes, you say that you suspected her death by suffocation wasn't an accident. No, not an accident. Occult ritual gone wrong. Nasty business, I tell you. It happened late one night by Spooky Devilman's Bridge. Not nice. I'll never forget it. So it was an occult ritual that went out of hand. Thank you, officer. You've been mighty useful. Right, Matthew, we need to grab a quick snack and then figure out how to save the last of the 6 friends from getting possessed. So, Matthew, now we know that the ghost possessing the tarot killers died in an occult ritual gone wrong. Abigail Riley's friends were never investigated for her death because only Greg Schmidt suspected foul play, and no one believed him. Riley's ghost now wants revenge and is very likely going after the last friend, R.J. Fielding. We've got to warn him. Matthew, I tried calling Fielding, but his phone switched off. My next step would normally be to track his car with my drone, but its battery has short-circuited. What it needs is something to jumpstart it back to life, just like when your heart stops beating and needs to be jolted into working again. You mean like a defibrillator? You're right, Matthew. There was a first aid kit by the asylum gate. Maybe there's a mini defibrillator in there. Let's go. All right. first aid kit, Matthew. Let's get it open, quick. Okay. Oh. We were right, Matthew. There was a defibrillator in the first aid kit. I'll get the equipment straight to Hope so she can bring her drone back to life. Let's meet back at the camp for the debrief with the chief. Matthew, I heard the tragic news about Adam Enstrom. Yeah, he just couldn't live with what he'd done. His burial almost got us into trouble with our old friend, Agent Matheson. Yeah, I heard Matheson closed down the asylum and relocated all the remaining patients into Morningside Psychiatric Hospital. Let's hope they'll be more cared for there. Gwen, what about the Terrell murders? Get anything useful out of the cop involved in the investigation? Yes, Chief. The ghost someone called Abigail Riley, who died in an occult ritual gone wrong near Devilman's Bridge. And get this, the killers committing the Terrell murders were all present when she died. She seems to be haunting them for revenge. 3 are now dead, and the other 2, Jesse Adams and Mike Justine, are in prison. But there's one final person at the ritual who hasn't been possessed yet, R.J. Fielding. We're waiting for Hope to set up her drone so we can track Fielding down and warn him. My drone's ready, Matthew. Great. Now let's see if we can find Fielding's car before it's too late. Come on, Droney. Find Fielding's car. You can do it. Oh, wait. There it is. A vintage white Cadillac with the license plate Oil Boss. It's gotta be Fielding's. And it's parked outside some weird house near Devilman's Bridge. Abigail Riley died in a house by that same bridge. This is definitely not a coincidence. Matthew, we need to get to RJ before Riley's ghost possesses him and makes him commit murder. We may be too late. December 19th, that's in 2 days. Five new ones. Okay. and 3. Alright, so that's going to do, and I'll see you guys on December 19th. I'll see y'all soon.